Awakening the Third Eye. Chapter number 8. Practices on the etheric body. Let us now proceed with the continuation of the channel release techniques. Having gained, in chapters 4 and 6, more familiarity with the vibration and its circulations, we are now moving to the next stage, the awareness of the whole body of energy, or etheric layer. It is preferable not to implement the exercises of this chapter right at the beginning of a session. Start with a few channel release practices to warm up your etheric body. The etheric layer as a whole. Sit in a meditation position with your back straight. Keep your eyes closed throughout the practice. Rub your hands and become motionless for a few seconds, with the palms upwards. Become aware of the vibration in the hands and in the eye. Use the throat friction to intensify the vibration and to connect the eye and the hands. Implement channel release on a few meridians. Then become aware of the vibration in all the lines on which you have worked before simultaneously, awareness of all the meridians at the same time. Connect everything to your eye through the friction. Then become aware of the layer of the vibration as a whole. Awareness of all that is vibrating, inside and around your body. Let your perception be completely absorbed in the vibration. When you feel the vibration all over your body, and nothing other than the vibration, it means you have completely shifted your awareness from the physical into the etheric body. The Life Ether Repeat Practice 8.1. Get into the perception of the etheric layer as a whole. Remain completely motionless, feeling the vibration all over your body. Then try to discern, where is the life force in this vibration? What is it that keeps your physical body alive? Tune into the life principle. Tips. Even though the whole of the etheric body has to do with life force, one of its layers is more specifically related to life, the life ether. Occultists have traditionally discerned 4 layers in the etheric body. These are the life ether, the chemical ether, the light ether and the warmth ether. The word layer can be confusing because the 4 ethers are not stacked on top of each other like the layers of a cake. Rather, they permeate each other like water permeates a sponge. The 4 ethers can be divided into 2 groups, 2 lower and 2 higher. The life and chemical ethers are referred to as the lower ethers, and the light and warmth ethers as the higher ethers. Presently, in most human beings the 2 higher ethers are not very developed and still need to be cultivated. The life force is indeed a most precious energy. No laboratory of our scientific civilization has ever been able to synthesize one single living organism. Connecting specifically with the life ether is a very special experience. Words alone cannot really describe the flavor of consciousness associated with it. The life ether appears like a universal principle, certainly not confined to the limits of the physical body. If you try to trace its origin, your consciousness will be taken to mysterious places. Following the ethers to their source is a powerful technique of clairvoyance and of traveling. Try to repeat this practice at different times of the day, such as in the morning and in the evening, to feel if any difference can be detected in your life energy. Also have a look at it when you feel very tired. Even though it would be a bit premature to spend a lot of time trying to discern these 4 layers just now, it is good to keep in mind this 4-fold division of the etheric. It will make it easier to discern them as your perception develops. It is an interesting fact that we always find it easier to perceive what our mind can understand. Perceptions for which we have no pattern of explanation at all are more likely to be missed, especially when they are faint, as in the beginning. On this topic, a curious anthropological observation, various videos are shown to certain South American natives who have always lived in a jungle, isolated from industrial products and civilization. One of the videos shows a square, like the empty frame of a window, rotating on itself. These jungle people, living in an environment that is totally devoid of squares, simply cannot see the square turning. They only see lines moving. Having no squares in their mental background, they completely miss the rotation of the empty window frame. It appears to me that something similar often occurs when people start to be clairvoyant. They miss many perceptions due to the lack of background which would allow them to integrate them. If something comes into their field of perception which they cannot relate to any pattern of understanding, they simply do not notice it. Therefore, a certain knowledge of the geography of the non-physical spheres and of a few basic astral phenomena may prove to be of great help in the opening of perception. Exploring different qualities of the etheric. Become aware of your etheric layer, remain completely motionless, and try to discern different qualities in the ether. Then explore various parts of the body and compare the difference in quality of vibration from one part to another. If you have been able to get a sense of the life ether, for instance, see if it can be found equally in every body part. First, compare the limbs and the trunk. What difference can you feel between the vibration in the limbs and in the trunk? Then compare the trunk and the head. How does the vibration in the head differ from that in the trunk? Then explore body part after body part. Is the vibration more intense in some of them? How does the quality of the vibration differ from one organ to another? Do some organs or body parts give you the impression of teeming with life force? Do others feel empty of it? Tips. Traditionally, the liver is the organ of the etheric and of the life force, hence the connection between the words live and liver, which can be found in several languages. Do you agree? If you are suffering from any physical disorder, do include the corresponding area in the exercise. It can be interesting to repeat this practice in different circumstances, for instance 1 or 2 hours after a heavy meal. Exploring the limits. Become aware of the layer of the vibration as a whole. How far does the vibration extend beyond the limits of your physical body? Is the vibration inside your physical body similar to the vibration outside it? What difference in quality can you feel between the vibration inside and outside? Continue exploring the vibration outside the limits of your physical body. Does it have sharp limits? Does your vibration mingle with that of any object around you? Exploring the circulations of the etheric. Become aware of the layer of the vibration as a whole. Suppose you had the task of reinventing acupuncture. Explore the layer of the vibration, searching for circulations. Look for anything feeling like a flow inside the body of vibration. Start with the whole body. Become aware of the body of energy as a whole and look for circulations. Are some of these circulations more intense than others? Are there big and small ones? Qualitatively, can you perceive differences between various flows? Do some of them feel warmer and others cooler? Do some communicate a feeling similar to one of the 4 elements, fire, water, air or earth? Explore part after part, the head, the neck, the shoulders and the top of the chest, the arms, the chest, the abdomen above the navel, the abdomen below the navel, the legs. Then go back to the perception of the etheric body as a whole, of the vibration all over the body. Repeat the sequence a few times. The etheric vibration outside your body. This exercise is best practiced in nature, in a forest for example. However, a backyard with a bit of grass and 1 or 2 trees is enough. A few pot plants and a cat will also do. Do a short third eye meditation and then implement practice 8.1 to reconnect with the whole layer of vibration inside yourself. Feel the life force vibration permeating your body. At the same time, remain fully aware of the vibration between the eyebrows. Then tune into a tree or a plant and try to become aware of the vibration inside it. Do not touch the plant, just tune into it from a distance. Keep on exploring the quality of the plant's vibration for a few minutes. How far does the plant's vibration extend beyond its physical limits? When tuning into the plant's vibration, can you perceive any circulation? Then place your flat hands a few centimeters from the plant, without touching it. Repeat the same sequence. Feel the vibration of the plant, explore its qualities. Then tune into another plant from a distance. Repeat the same sequence, but at the same time, compare the quality of the plant's vibration with that of the one before. Then put your hands close to the plant and explore its vibration again. Repeat the same with different plants. Then try to tune into animals and explore the quality of their vibration. Tips. This practice makes nature a fascinating field for exploration. Just go one step further and communion with nature becomes a tangible reality. It is a confronting, yet basic fact about perception that once you can feel something inside yourself, you can also feel the same outside yourself. For instance, the more familiar you become with the vibration inside your body, the easier it becomes to feel it all around you. It should be emphasized that this remark does not only apply to the etheric layer, but to the complete spectrum of subtle perception. It is often while feeling certain things outside yourself that you become able to perceive them inside. By applying your perception to the external world, some clicks take place that suddenly make you discern the presence of a layer inside yourself that you had completely overlooked before. The world becomes a mirror in which you can discover new modalities of yourself, hence the concept of clair vision, or vision of the ego. While implementing these exercises, don't forget your focus in the eye, remain fully aware of the vibration between the eyebrows. Whatever you wish to contact, sense from between the eyebrows. It is not uncommon for people to forget and try to do everything from their ordinary mind, from their head. And of course, they can't feel anything. But as soon as you remind them to go back into the eye and try to perceive from there, they immediately get in touch with the vibration of the object. Certain streams and lakes have a particularly rich quality of vibration and communicate beautiful soul forces when you tune into them. So does the ocean. Spending time in nature will help develop your perception. Apart from enhancing your experience of the vibration, tuning into the forces of nature will bring about vast realizations. Vibration meals. As the perception of the vibration becomes more familiar, it is essential to integrate it into your daily activities. This will add another dimension to your palette of conscious experiences. At meal times, for instance, play with the vibration. Feel it in the food before and while eating. Food swallowed without perception is like poison to your soul. Feeling the vibration will give you completely different views on the value of certain foodstuffs. Some very nice-looking dishes suddenly appear horrible. Some uninteresting plain ones become fascinating. Compare the vibration of frozen foods, canned foods, microwave-cooked dishes. Can you feel any difference between organic and non-organic fruits and vegetables? Apply your perception when doing your shopping. You will find that some vegetables almost jump into your hands. During digestion, it is also quite informative to tune into your stomach, just below the heart, behind the left ribs, and try to sense the vibration in this organ while it performs the first part of digestion. You will immediately realize that different foods create quite different types of vibration. The vibration in your bath. Get into a bath. It is not only your shoulders, but also the back of your head and your ears that should be immersed in the water. A good position is to lie in the water with your legs crossed, roughly the same way as when you sit cross-legged. Then your trunk and your head will float harmoniously and effortlessly. Keep your arms by your sides rather than on the belly to expand the chest. However, if your legs are bent in a position such as the one in the figure below, which is incorrect, your trunk tends to sink into the water and your abdominal muscles become tense. If you are familiar with Hatha Yoga, you can also try to have your bath in Matsyasana, posture of the fish. But the position shown at the beginning of this section is quite sufficient. You need to be able to remain comfortable and somehow motionless for as long as possible, so it is preferable to adopt an effortless position. Take the position and relax in your bath for a while. Build up the vibration in the eye and become aware of your etheric vibration as a whole. Breathe with the throat friction. The friction will take on a new dimension with your ears in the water. Then become aware of the vibration of the water. Completely forget about your body, just tune into the water. Become the water and feel its vibration. You will discover that not all water has the same qualities. Even from one day to the next, the vibration of the water of the same bathtub may vary significantly. Then, after a sufficient time, start feeling the interaction between the vibration of the water and your own vibration. How is the latter affected by the former? Tips. The physical body is said to be related to the earth element, the astral body to the air element, the ego to the fire element, and the etheric body to the water element. It is therefore quite appropriate to explore your etheric deeply while in the water. Don't hesitate to repeat all the practices of this chapter, discovering the qualities, circulations and limits of your etheric while in your bath. Never miss an occasion to tune into the vibration whenever you are in water. You will be surprised how refreshed you feel after taking a bath according to these principles. You can also incorporate some essential oils and various natural substances to the bath water, finding out if you can feel any modification in the quality of vibration in the water and in yourself. Essential oils are subtle. It is when you tune into their energy that you can benefit most from their effect. An excellent juice to put in a bath can be prepared by grating a bit of ginger and simmering it for 10 minutes. Strain and add the liquid to the bath water. The cleansing effect on the skin is remarkable. This new perception of water will make it fascinating to bathe in lakes, rivers, waterfalls or the ocean. But it won't necessarily make you more attracted to public swimming pools, in which all sorts of undesirable vibrations sometimes accumulate. Etheric excretion at the end of a bath. At the end of your bath, while fully aware of the vibration all over your body, look for energies inside you that feel unclear or negative. Spend 1 minute exploring and sensing for undesirable vibrations. Then release the negative vibrations into the vibration of the water. Use long, conscious exhalations accompanied by a vigorous throat friction while pushing undesirable vibrations out of your etheric layer. This is one of the keys of etheric excretion. It works better while exhaling. And therefore it works even better if you exhale with intention, putting all of yourself into the action of pushing the breath out instead of exhaling mechanically. For this particular purpose of excretion, do the friction while exhaling, not while inhaling. And the friction should be significantly more intense than usual. Do not stay too long in your bath after you finish the excretion process. Tips. Try to use this technique when you suffer from a headache. When implemented early enough, at the onset of the crisis, it often gives excellent results. The practices of this chapter certainly open new perspectives in relation to the emerging discipline of hydrotherapy. After this practice of excretion, don't allow anyone else to dip into your bath. Discard the water. Under normal circumstances, there is no need to worry too much about having to cleanse the bathtub itself. Yet you should be careful if a lot of people are using the same bathtub. Hindu gurus put great emphasis on having their own private bathroom. Some people tend to feel uncomfortable if they pull out the plug and let the water out while they are still in the bath, as if some of their own energy was washed away. Experiment and see if it does anything to you. Let's practice. I can never insist enough on the importance of etheric excretion. It is a vital function that human beings have lost to a great extent. This fact appears strikingly evident to the clairvoyant, but is presently overlooked by both conventional and alternative therapies, apart from a few techniques of drainage in homeopathy, acupuncture and herbalism. However, none of these is very efficient compared to the excretion capacity that develops through a conscious awakening of the etheric layer. The more you exercise your capacity for etheric excretion, the more it will develop into a tangible function. You will feel certain etheric vibrations leaving your etheric body as clearly as you feel stools leaving your physical body. Certain etheric excretions can take place without any physical ones. However, it should be clearly understood that all physical excretions are supposed to be accompanied by etheric ones. But due to what homeopaths call the sauric miasm inherent in the population, etheric excretions are nothing like they should be. Become aware of your layer of vibration while passing urine or stools. Apply yourself to passing out negative etheric vibrations at the same time as the physical matter. You will be really surprised at the intensity of the results and of the general well-being that is generated. Even though they usually remain unnoticed, unexpectedly strong energy movements take place while passing urine and, to a lesser extent, stools. This could account for the fact that a significant number of heart patients expire while on the toilet. Releasing into the earth. As your capacity for etheric excretion develops, it becomes possible to operate releases not only into water, but also into the earth. Take off your shoes and socks and place your soles and palms on the earth. Keep your eyes closed. Engage the throat friction, feel the vibration in your eye and all over your body. Then forget about your body and feel the vibration of the earth. After 1 or 2 minutes, start excreting etheric vibrations into the earth. Use deep exhalations, reinforced by a strong friction. Put unwanted vibrations into the earth while the air is coming out of your mouth. To the earth, these are not noxious vibrations. They will be composted and processed into renewed nature forces. Tips. This practice can also be efficient in releasing anger or stress. As with anything powerful, this technique should be used with moderation. Otherwise, a certain depletion of your energies could result. Tree hugging. Here is another exercise related to etheric excretion. Next time you are in a forest, tune in and select a big tree, one with which you feel an affinity. Then go and hug the tree. Get as much surface contact as possible, as well as holding the trunk with your arms. Press your chest, your belly and your legs against it. Release any excess vibrations into the tree. Excrete them the same way as you do into the bathwater. Present it as a gift to the tree. Thank the tree when you finish. Tips. For negative energies, first try to operate releases into the water or into the earth. Keep trees for more subtle vibrations or for the type of energies that you are really unable to get rid of by any other means. Anyway, you do not necessarily hurt the tree by doing this, rather you present it with something valuable. Even though to you, the vibration related to a depressed mood or the beginning of the flu may seem negative, to the tree it is a highly evolved and sophisticated energy. If you use your sensitivity, you will be able to pick out trees that yearn for what you are trying to eliminate from yourself. This technique can work miracles. But you have to stay against the tree for long enough, A good 10 to 15 minutes, or more if you can. You need to give the tree enough time to receive what you are trying to give. Crying. Shedding tears can be an occasion to release a lot of emotional tension and undesirable energies, especially if you apply your new capacity for etheric excretion. Put everything you want to get rid of into the tears. Being able to cry, at will, if possible, is a valuable skill on the path of self-transformation. It allows you to cleanse the heart in depth. If you are the type of person who can never cry, I would suggest that you apply yourself to regaining this ability. Use any trick you can find, from peeling onions to more sophisticated methods of dramatic art. On the other hand, if you are the type of person who cries rather too much, it may be that, by releasing more through your tears, you won't need to cry as much, the idea being to increase the quality in order to reduce the quantity. Sucking the citrus. Mother, apart from being in charge of the Sri Aurobindo Ashram of Pondicherry for many years, was also one of the great occultists of the 20th century. She recalled that she once worked with an extraordinarily psychic woman, Mrs. Thean. Mrs. Thean was able to put a grapefruit on her chest while she was lying down and suck in its energy with her etheric body. After some time, all the vital force had been extracted from the grapefruit. Even physically, the fruit looked shriveled. Could you take an orange or a grapefruit and do the same? Lie down. Put a good, healthy, and preferably organic, orange on your sternum, right against the skin. Close your eyes. Become aware of the vibration in the eye. Become aware of the vibration all over your body, and in your chest in particular. Then become aware of the vibration inside the fruit. Start drawing the vibration of the fruit into your own layer of vibration. Yawning. Yawning is one of those little inner movements that can release unexpectedly big waves of energy. Yawning can be regarded as a proper channel release. It is an action, a physical movement, that can be followed by a movement of energy or etheric wave. As with all channel releases, the energy movement is far more important than the physical movement. But as we described before, this energy movement has to be allowed, otherwise it won't happen, or it will happen only faintly. It is one of those natural functions that our etheric body does not perform automatically anymore. Suppressing yawning is a perverse conditioning coming from repressive education. When fully performed, yawning releases the heart, the same as crying. It also frees many tensions that would otherwise accumulate in the eyes, hence the tiny little tear that appears in the corner of the eyes after a full, generous yawn. Let us see how you can get the most out of yawning. If you observe it from your eye, you will see that when yawning, most people tend to release energies through their mouth. If you can become aware of this energy release and amplify it with intention when you yawn, that will already be a significant improvement. But there is a more enlightened way of yawning. The general principle is to yawn upwards. You have to manipulate all the muscles of the back of the throat for the energy movement to be directed upwards, towards the top of the head, rather than horizontally through the mouth. While yawning, try to elongate the pharynx. The mouth does not have to be very open, it can actually be kept nearly closed. Focus all your attention at the top of the back of the throat, behind the nasal cavity. This area, at the roof of the pharynx, is closely associated with the metabolism of the nectar of immortality. Tips. If you are fast enough, you can also use sneezing as an energy release. You must have noticed how contagious yawning is. In a series of lectures given in Kassel in June and July 1909, Rudolf Steiner explained that in Atlantis subconscious influences used to pass much more freely between human beings. A powerful man was able to raise his arm And just by the play of these subconscious influences, all the people around him would automatically feel compelled to lift their arm. Yawning is the last remnant of this type of inclination. The right side of the ring. If you wear a ring, take it off. If you wear several, take them all off, so you can test them one by one. Close your eyes, become aware of the vibration in the eye, and of the vibration in the corresponding finger. Use the throat friction to amplify the feeling. Then put the ring on, and become aware of the vibration in the eye and the finger again. Remain motionless for half a minute or so. Then take off the ring, turn it around, and put it back on the other way around. A ring has two sides. So after you have put the ring on the other way around, the side that was closer to the knuckle is now further from it. Become motionless again, tune into the vibration in the eye and in the finger. Implement the throat friction. Compare the vibration with what you were feeling in the other position. The current of vibration generated by the ring often feels quite different. Which way is the right way? Try each position a few times until you can decide which feels right, direct and supportive of your energies, and which feels wrong, retrograde, and working against you. Tips: A lot of force can be stored in a ring, with or without a mounted stone. The more potent the ring, the more important it is to wear it on the right side. A pendulum can also be used to confirm the right side of the ring. A note about wristwatches. Beware. Seen from the eye, watches appear much more toxic than is usually believed. This applies especially to quartz watches. It is like a whiplash sent into your etheric body with each vibration of the watch. But even without quartz, all watches tend to create a perverse etheric field and are a major interference in the natural flow of your energies. Here is a simple experiment to convince you of the pernicious effect of watches. For this, you will need a friend and a pendulum. A key or a ring at the end of a 15 cm, 3-inch cotton thread will do perfectly as a pendulum. It is better to avoid synthetic thread. Ask your friend to take off his or her watch. Hold the pendulum in one of your hands, and with your other hand take your friend's right hand pulse. That's assuming your friend usually wears his or her watch on the left side. If he or she wears the watch on the right side, then start by taking the pulse of the left hand. How do you take the pulse? Use your index, middle and ring fingers, and place them on the radial artery just above the line of the wrist, on the side of the thumb. Note that this part of the radial artery is located on the lung meridian. While holding the pendulum in one hand and taking the pulse with your other hand, go into your eye, become aware of the vibration, and breathe with a slight friction. Then tune into the energy of the pulse. Try to feel the vibration in the artery. The pendulum will start rotating in one direction. Now repeat the operation with your friend's other hand. Tune into the vibration of the pulse. You will see that in most cases the pendulum starts turning in the other direction. This fact is quite normal, it just shows that the energy of each arm has a different polarity. Then repeat the operation after asking your friend to put on the watch. Take the pulse of the hand with the watch, tune in, and surprise. The pendulum either stops rotating or rotates in the opposite direction to when it was minus the watch. This means that the wrist watch cancels or inverts the energy polarity of the arm on which it is worn, a confronting observation indeed. There is no right place to wear a watch on your body. Nurses' habit of attaching the watch close to the heart is certainly not advisable either. As long as the watch is in contact with the body, or very close to it, less than 1 or 2 inches away, it creates a major interference in your etheric. That is why the effect will be roughly the same if you decide to keep the watch in your pocket instead of wearing it on your wrist. A watch should be carried in a bag and not on you. For instance, it is very possible to attach the watch to the strap of your bag in a way that's easy to read from a distance. Why not start a new fashion? This is the end of Chapter 8 of Awakening the Third Eye by Samuel Sagan, MD. Break time equals 2000 milliseconds. Please listen to this recording minimum 3 times for better and long-term results. If you like this recording, please comment and share it with your friends and loved ones. Stay tuned for listening more books like this. Thank you and good luck.